Yeah, that's enough. I want to work the back view into here, but there's not enough space. No, there is this way. So here, this was where the back view is going to go. Do the head. Let's make the circle for it. 2 heads down is going to get the bottom of the chest. 2 more heads down is going to get the waist. 2 more is going to get the hips. So let's say a head and a half over will be the cutoff point for the edge of the shoulder. Or so I thought. It's starting to look a little big. Let me see. Let's make the head a little bigger. Let's assume I had that helmet on here, because the helmet adds a little bit of width to it. Yeah, not 1.5. 1 and a tiny bit. 1 over and just a tiny bit. Now, a tiny bit is not a very good standard measurement of distance, but that's all I got to go with right now. Now the back, the collar comes out about half a head out to each side. Let's use this line just lightly to go to the bottom, and just Now the collar area cuts off at the top here. That's a genuine line. These other 2 are guidelines, and we need a halfway point guideline. And the line is real from here through here. All through there it's a guideline. Bring this one down. Got a bit of a zigzag. Comes over, down, over. Now this area is in a higher area, is higher up than this area. So this line continues, but it doesn't continue straight. Let's move it down 1/4 of an inch, or no, just a tiny bit. Again, just a tiny bit. That's a new unit of measurement, I guess, for me giving drawing tutorials. Just a tiny bit, roughly 2/16 of an inch, I guess. Cut this in half. Again, this half is a guideline. Angle this up a little bit, because his body is not a square shape. Again, angle this side. Well, let's come back to that. He's going to have the gun over here, so we don't want to get too crazy here, because we're just going to end up covering it. Right, now for the gun. We got this line, goes up to the head. We said half a head over the head will be the top of the gun. And a little bit off of here, we bring the gun back down. We're going to angle the bottom of it to the right, to the left, I guess his right, and draw a circle at the bottom, and a circle, 2 concentric circles, or is that one? Draw a circle inside another circle. And block this up, make it 3-dimensional. If you understand perspective, you can do even better. I'm just trying to get through that part. Now bring it about a half a head down and work on the tip part of the gun. Now from this angle, we're not going to see that thing that I didn't know the name of, but it's on the front of the gun, the top of a gun generally. We're not going to see it from this angle, so we don't have to worry about drawing that. And we established that the gun is being held in by one loopy thing here. In addition to a trapezoid, which I mentioned earlier. This is it. It goes down this way, and it also follows the gun at the side. You do 2 lines so you can... I just made a tangent over there. Let me make this a bit bigger. I made another you know, Now when you're doing all lines in the drawing, I guess it makes it a little easier to make it have accidental tangents happen. Alright, bring the color down a little bit, make it three-dimensional, have this bit, and when I say three-dimensional, make one part look higher than the other. Bring the color over, bring the color over. So I guess the color really was, what, a little less than a quarter as opposed to what I thought it was going to be. Oh, so much for that. Angle this down, bring this line across. I'm going to erase the excess because this is actually a difficult area. And it's just an area you don't usually see. There's not much to go off. Like the front of Megatron, one look you say, oh, that doesn't look right, that doesn't go there. You can usually have a feel for it, but the back view of Megatron, no one does the back view, so it makes it a little tougher. Measure this down one. Minus a bit, our new term. Bring this line straight down, this will be a guideline, and on this side that will be the guideline. Over here we established we don't want him to be too narrow, this will be the guideline, and right a bit inside from that part. Bring it down there. See, about a quarter, this is the halfway point, quarter point, make a guideline at the quarter point, and at a quarter point here. When I say a quarter point, like again, this is the halfway point, this is the quarter point of here. So we want this to be the spot, we'll curve it in. Again here, quarter point on that side, quarter point on this one. I guess what could I say else? 1/4 away from the quarter distance away from the edge will be cut out. Yeah, that sounds better. Now we're done with the guidelines, we can darken it a little bit. Darken this one as well. This is actually this guideline we used. And cut this in half. This halfway point will be the top guideline of a curved square on his back. Now we've got this square that's actually rolling with this roll, with the the shape of his back. This is a cylinder right on his lower back, and part of his transformation, of course. Got a cylinder, and this shape rolls with it. Now lastly, this same distance down here, we've got his hips. Now for the hips, we cut them in half, same as we did before. Angle them out, angle them in. You know, those hips might be too small. But, you know, we'll work with it. I'll look at it after it's done and see if it's acceptable. Yeah, I think it is. Now some details about to come in, so I'm going to erase the excess in the middle here. Let's use this square on top as guidelines. Mark off this bottom part and darken this area. This will be the guideline to about 1/4 from the top. Guideline, mark off 1/4 from the top. We want 3 lines. One on each outside, one dead center. Over here, we want to go a little under here and make a guideline and match it on the other side. That's how far here. We've got to have the same distance here. He is not 100% symmetrical, but he's pretty symmetrical. I don't know what shape this is. I guess I can accurately say it's a parallelogram because there are 4 shapes. You know, no, I'm not going to say that. I may have forgotten something from 8th grade math, or whatever grade you learned at, and I don't want to teach wrong. It has 4 sides. That's all I can tell from it. It doesn't have any. I can't tell. I don't know what shape it is, basically. Okay, angle this down. Last but not least is these hip things on the side of his hip. Just work those in same as before. They're probably the most consistent thing, or the least changing thing from the entire thing. How many times I say thing in that one, in those 5 seconds? Anyway, yeah. Do them same as you did the other times. Meet in the middle, then bring it in. Up here, goes out towards the middle. Once it reaches that center line, bring it back in. I guess I'm just going to darken these earlier pieces. There's not really much left at this point. And I think that calls it done. Well, hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. The next video is going to be about the arms. Now, that may sound simple, but I'm talking about the front view, the back view, the side view, and of course his gun. That is going to be part of the tutorial, how to do his fusion cannon. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.